All right, guys, we're back for another live episode of Muscle Discord. And Phil Clahar is live from Tokyo, Japan for the 2025 Masters Olympia. Man, Phil, welcome to the show. First off, thank you for coming on. You
No
are
problem.
it's down to the wire here, and you made some time to come on, and we appreciate it. So it's Friday in Tokyo right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, Friday in Tokyo. And let's just kind of recap the week for you. So when did you arrive in Tokyo?
Tuesday around, I want to say around 4:30.
Okay. Tuesday. So you've been there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days. And so what was your weight? So everyone that's watching, you're gonna see some exclusive photos of Phil Clahar. When the photos in your backyard, when was that taken? Just so I can remember.
I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Is it
About
two
two
weeks?
weeks
Okay.
ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got some hotel photos of you as well. In so what did you weigh before you left the US?
I was around 240, 245.6.
245.6. And when you landed and you weighed yourself for the first time, what did you weigh?
251.
Okay. Okay. And as of today, what's your weight now?
Yesterday it was still low. We just started adding a little carbs yesterday. So my weight
Okay.
this morning is 248 even. But yesterday
248
was
even.
still, yeah, yesterday was still it was like 240, 250, I'm sorry, 245, 245 even yesterday.
Okay. All right. 245. So roughly the same as when you left pretty much the US. So you're back to there. It was probably maybe a little bit of water or something that put you up in the 251 range. So you're in Tokyo. First off, how is it there? Let's just casually talk here. Like, how is it there in Tokyo right now? Is it your first time in Asia at all, or like is this the first time?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, it's the first time going to a place you've never been. So, of course, it was very, very hectic on the first day because we don't know where to get food. We don't
Yeah.
know what to find what. A lot of people here in the area that we are don't speak good English in the stores. So, Patty's Google Translate the best you can.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult part. I mean, when we first got here, we was all over the place, walking everywhere. Me trying to find food because we didn't have time to get food to cook it. It was a hot mess, which it is anytime you go anywhere for the first time, not knowing where places are.
Yeah.
We're a little settled. Yesterday was actually one of the good days. We were able to, get a cab and find a real grocery store instead of a market in the area because they're more
Okay.
expensive. Um, so yesterday was a good day. We were able to get all the fish we needed and some chicken. So I think each day we're just settling in a little bit better. We don't. I mean, of course, I'm not here to really enjoy the sights right now until the show's
Mhm.
over. I see, a lot of the pros out there having a good time, but
Yeah.
right now it's just business. And then when business is over, then we'll enjoy
Okay.
the country.
How long are you staying after the show? Are you
We're
staying
gonna
there
leave
for?
Tuesday evening.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, making some extra time there. Okay, so now you're all set. So you're working with Coach Blue, and give a shout out to Blue, your coach. What does he have you doing now? These last kind of few days before the show. What's your carb intake? I really want to get into the details with everyone.
Yeah, I'm not
Give
going to get into much of the details.
Yeah,
The carbs are just going to be slowly added. My body
yeah,
obviously got adapted to not having much carbs at all.
yeah,
Still maintaining a decent look, slightly flat, but I look better than those pictures when I sent you once I get a couple meals in me. Um, so the key thing is, one thing I always check with before I even leave, because I respect him to the much, much, much high is Tim Gardner. So when I let Tim
yeah,
show, we were upstairs, and I gave him a sneak peek, and his eyes got really big, and he was very, very, impressed. And he
yeah.
said the only thing I would like to recommend is don't overcarb. He said because your
Okay,
stomach control is amazing, your waist is super small. He said, so just keep, let's not get carried away with the carbs. He said, I want you tight and dry, 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 dry. That was
yes,
his key thing. So it's crazy. Me even coming in and flying in, it's nuts. If you see me, you even seen the pictures prior. I'm dry, but
yeah,
we're gonna be ridiculously drier. But it's
yeah.
crazy this prep. I've never been this dry. It's been amazing prep, man. all I can tell you, God is good. Everything was working on point. Uh, it's I was listening to this this one rap song
Hmm.
where he said reincarnated. And
Yeah.
what's the guy's name? He's like, turn your TV off. Him and Drake was having a
Oh,
battle.
Kendrick
And I
Lamar.
was
Yeah.
saying to myself, man, that's definitely me, man. This body completely reincarnated
Oh man.
uh, and everything. But yeah, we're just gonna bring in carbs very, very slowly. We started last night, basically just adding carbs to the last two meals. Very simple. 100 grams of weight, not net carbs, and then 25 right before I went to bed of cream of rice. So we're gonna take a look around 9 my time, and then we're going to just play it by ear. But today is the drying out process where we're now going to start controlling the water and pulling back that. But sodium, we're keeping it the same. We're keeping sodium very, very high. With me, it has to be because I always have an issue with coming in full in a prejudging. So that's like I said, the shape you've seen and Ron and anybody else that
Hmm.
I've given the privilege of seeing, it's going to be a really really good look. So big thing is stay dry, don't overfill, keep midsection nice and tight and flat, and that beautiful waist and that silhouette, and just show it off.
Okay. Yeah. And so with the water, are you taking in like how much water are you taking in right now?
Right now, we didn't cut back on any water yet.
Okay.
We're gonna play it by today. Today, when I see him, we'll play it by ear. With me, that also has to be very strategically played as well. Like with me, you can't cut a lot of water. So it's gonna be with Blue. It's dude. It's hour by hour, and God bless him because of course our time is so dramatically different. And
Hmm.
he's setting his
Yeah.
alarms and he's waking up, and to make sure I'm straight. So we'll see. How the water manipulation goes. I mean, I don't like telling any of the secrets, but yeah, we're going to be starting to pull back water gradually. He's not a really big pulling water, but if anybody understand, as you're carbing, rice
Hmm.
has water. So
Yeah.
even when you're carb loading, minimizing the water coming in, you're still getting some form of water within those carbs, like rice and stuff like that. So we'll minimize it. How much I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll find out today when he gets to pictures at 9 o'clock my time.
Because that's the one thing I don't think you really need to manipulate too much on your physique is the water. Now, yes, you're taking in more carbs, so you have to kind of adjust for that. But I mean, you're going to see the photos, guys, in a second here, and he's so dry. I've never been that dry in myself to see it. Like I don't. I think it's a lot to do with the muscle maturity that you have and your age as well. That you've been doing this for so long that your body like it's just. Is this the driest you've ever been? Do you think?
This, it's funny because I think Ron did a thing about Texas as well as the Masters, and Ron is saying I believe this is going to be Phil's best physique, and it is.
Yeah.
Yes, this is absolutely what I matched myself up with is obviously where my best placings were in my career, and that was when I was battling Ian and Steve Kukoc back in 2022. I want to say 2022.
Yeah. Yeah.
2021. 21.
21,
Um,
21.
is when I was battling them, and I went back to those pictures the same weeks out as we are with the Japan as we're going, and they're completely smoking them. Like they're smoking every competition pictures I've ever did. So yes, this is the driest, and I think a lot of it has to do with honestly. Um, you know, I hate fish. I was talking to you about that before. And eating fish, now we brought in like, one or two chicken, but eating more fish, it just gives that skin a complete different look. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But like I said, everybody's asking me, what did you do? And all I can tell everybody is, I don't know. This is God's will. Normally, I'm super tired. I'm stoked. I'm posing my ass off in this room. Patty knows I don't do it. That I'm not a
Yeah.
big poser practicing. I just want to nail these shots and watch the physique just get tighter and tighter and tighter. So, dude, I'm in a zone. I've been in a zone for a long time. I'm very, very excited, and I just can't wait to what I'm going to display on that
Yeah.
stage on Sunday evening for prejudging.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the competition here a little bit. I mean, we've there's a big lineup in here in the sense of the number of athletes in the show, but we'll just kind of walk through it again here. Let me move this over a little bit. So now I just want to preface this like, in my opinion, so I have Phil. I'm predicting Phil to win the show. Okay, and I'm not just saying that because Phil's on the show and we're friends and whatever. If I didn't think he was going to win, I'd be like, well, I think Phil comes second or third or fourth or something like that. I would just say it. Like, I mean, my credibility too is on the line by making these predictions. So I'm making a prediction that I think Phil's going to win. And there's some reasoning behind it. Obviously, I've seen the photos. You guys going to see some photos. Although these are 2 weeks ago, you're still going to see them to get an idea of how he's looking. But the competition that Phil is up against, there's some great guys in this lineup, right? And to me, the one guy that I think is going to be his biggest competition is Dorian Haywood, okay? Because he's got a lot of size. His conditioning has been an issue. It's kind of hit or miss with Dorian, but you got to look at Phil's track record too. Okay, he's the only guy on this stage, and I think if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, that's won a pro show within the last 2 years, an open pro show.
Yeah.
There's there's no one else on that stage that has been able to accomplish that. Phil did it, and he made it to the Olympia stage. Okay, now he's going to the Masters to represent and display the physique. In my opinion, is his best all time. Okay, even from the 2023 Tampa, was it Tampa? Yeah, the Tampa is what you won.
Yeah, it was time.
Yeah. So just 2 years ago, Phil won the Tampa Pro and he went to the Olympia. Okay, now he's on the Masters Olympia stage again here. And with the lineup that he's against, I think he's got the best physique to take home the Masters Olympia title and represent it extremely well. So that's kind of my take on, the competition. I mean, you got Fred Smalls, Kenneth Jackson. There's Walter. I think he's been being trained by Milos. He's in there. So there's some good guys, but I just don't think they're at the level that Phil is at. And and Phil's got pressure. I mean, there's pressure on Phil to perform here, and to look good on stage and represent. And from what I'm seeing, he's going to do that if he just sticks to the program. He's got Blue in his corner. He's got Patty over there with him. So I think he's got a good camp in his corner there, and a good strategy to bring a dry look to the stage with some fullness as well. So let's take a look at the photos, guys. I know you've probably been waiting to see these, so let me just change my screen here, and we'll go back to it here in a second. So now these, again, let's kind of lay the ground here. These photos are Phil first thing in the morning. Is that correct? On an empty stomach?
Yep. No food, no nothing, just straight out of bed.
Okay, so let me share my screen here. All right, here we go. Okay. Straight out of bed. And I can zoom in on that. And see how dry Phil is here. And look how dry Phil is and full. Like, this is you flat and empty. And look at the separation, the deep lines in the quads, right? So when I saw this, I was like, Phil, you got to post this on social media. And Phil, he's old school. He's not going to do it, right? And I respect that. But people see people in the comments. They see this. This is what I thought like the reaction would be. And
Matt, you're the only person. I don't know what it is about you. I guess really like and respect you a lot.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Ron and AJ, because they got some pictures as well. And one of the IFBB pros in a different area, him as well. And they all just basically very positive and can't believe the difference between this year and last year. But with you, because I tell Patty, I say, I don't do this. The whole time, because every time you ask me for pictures, I'm like,
yeah.
I ain't sending nothing. That's what I'm saying to myself. You know what I mean? And I was like, and then Patty's like, no, man, you got to send that. Matt's cool, and so I respect you, man. And like I said, like when you gave me the critique, positive and negative. When I first sent you the pictures, as we were, getting into the show, like I respect that, like your honesty with your opinion. So yeah, man, I don't mind, sending you things and for you to post it or even look at it prior. And I think this year I'm just so blessed with the people around me, And like once again, like my clients that made it possible for me to make this trip, raising a really good amount of money for us to make it here. And I just believe that I had a responsibility, not just to myself, because I know God always got me, but just to so many of my supporters and my fans and so many people that's been watching me throughout my whole career. And I just couldn't disappoint anybody. When I saw that people went into their pockets
Yeah.
with their hard-earned money, and they weren't given $100, they
Yeah.
were given 1,000 and 500, and the thing is, it's like I'm just blessed. So I said I have to bust my ass and do what I need to do, not just to win the show. It's just to stamp my legacy that at 51 years old, all things are possible, and there's nothing can stop you if you have God and you put your mind and heart and blood, sweat, and tears in the game. And,
Yeah.
I struggled with everybody saying my body was declining last year. And I kind of felt that.
Yeah.
But this time around, when the Masters was coming around and I was unsure, and I told Patty, I said, listen, if it's meant to be, I'll go. But right now, I can't do it. Financially, I can't do it. And I
Mhm.
prayed about it. And next thing you know, I said, I'm going to do something I've never done before because I just don't do it. It's not in me. I don't like asking for help. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. I did that. And the love that came in, I'm crying as these people are like sneaking envelopes into my gym bag, that shit. So many
Yeah.
people that I knew believed and didn't know believed in me. So I had to give it everything I got. And I damn sure did that this time. And it's going to be lights out. And I'm going to put on a show that's going to be remarkable at this Master
Yeah.
Olympia. And it's in the best place, Tokyo, Japan.
And that's like another thing to talk a little bit about the support that you got to get, the funding to get to Japan. Give a shout out to those
Yeah.
people that.
Yeah, I mean, I got funding from my clients. I got funding from members just in the gym, been watching me throughout my life of training and competing. Them telling me I'm not done. In my heart, at one point when I retired, I just believe I was. Steve Weinberger did tell me I was not. He said, "You're still an open competitor. You're not a masters competitor. You're still an open competitor." So I just started replaying so many things back in my head through that retirement. And I was saying to myself, and I said to you and Ron, if my body responds, I would do it. If it doesn't respond, I won't do it. I'm not going to make a joke of myself, and of my fans and people that love and care about me, and embarrass not just myself and embarrass anyone that believes in me. So yeah, man, when these people at the gym and my clients in general just came up, with cash to make sure that we had a hotel, to make
Yeah.
sure we had the money to fly. We were very blessed to fly first class here, thank God.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, man, just
Awesome.
amazing people, man. When it's crazy how we speak about so many times with mental states and stuff like that and what we go through, and sometimes it's just a matter of sitting down and just talking and asking, and just trusting either people are going to say yes or they're not going to say anything at all or they're just going to do it. But I think when people does something for any individual, they see within their character. They believe in them. They know they're good people. Bodybuilding, outside of bodybuilding. So when I represent myself as a bodybuilder and as the president of my company, Structured Fitness, I carry myself a certain way, and it's not something that I make up. It's just me. So when people see genuine people and see their hard work and dedication, a lot of people is out there that's willing to sponsor that and reward it. And for these just regular hardworking people to do this, Matt.
Yeah.
Where there's people out there sponsored, big companies that could have did it. Like, hey, Phil is in the Masters. He has the edge. I mean, I'm not gonna say disrespect any of the athletes, but we can invest in this. This is gonna look really good. But
Yeah.
instead, I got it from regular, hard-working citizens, man, and I'm so happy and blessed for that.
Yeah, man. It's shout out to all the people that supported Phil to get to Tokyo and put on a great show for everyone there. And I'm just even looking back at these photos, I'm just like, man, like this is like I was like, man, he could have probably just stepped on the Tampa Pro stage and just had some fun up there with the guys in that show. But that would have probably taken away from your kind of
Yeah,
mindset.
and I think it
Yeah.
would have probably took away because I don't want to try to peak back to back soon.
Yes. Yeah.
This is my Olympia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So This is what I got to give and
Yeah.
put all my baskets in and all my cards in because this is the one I have to win and will
Yeah.
win. Um,
Yes.
so,
Definitely.
at the end of the day, it's just like I said, it's just meant to be. I do miss not having Kamal and not
Hmm.
having Max Charles. I was really, really, really looking for that rematch against both of them because Kamal is amazing, and he proved to everyone 2 years ago in Romania that size doesn't matter. What I
Yeah.
mean? You just got
No.
to come in with that total package and that killer conditioning and own that stage. And he did that. Max Charles, awesome, awesome, awesome person in general. I know him
Yeah.
personally outside of bodybuilding. Great
Yeah.
personality, tremendous bodybuilder. I followed him throughout my life of bodybuilding, watching him kill it in his time and era. You know what I mean? So that's what I really miss more than anything because I think this Phil Clahar that's coming at this show would have matched up well with both of those individuals, those great bodybuilders, and it would have been crazy here in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But I'm here, with some other great bodybuilders, and we're going to sit here. We're all going to put on a show here in another couple days.
Yeah, man. And, I just think he would be such a great representative of the Masters Olympia title. And it would be amazing if you win. And, okay, so let's talk about if you win. I think you're going to win, but when you win, what I'm sure you're gonna cry on stage. I'm sure Patty's gonna jump on the stage and give you a hug or something.
I don't know, man. I was joking with Pat. I said, "There's no tears." She was like, "Well," she was like, "Whatever." I said, "Listen, when I won my first pro show, you got to understand. For years, I kept saying jokingly in the house, Patty be talking about something, and I'd be like, listen. She said, what? I said, all I want to win is one pro show. And I used to say that and say that and
Yeah,
say that in a jokingly manner. And she's like, shut up, you're going to win, right? And then we won Orlando, right? And
yeah,
I cried because you understand, like, there's so many great bodybuilders that has never stepped on that Olympia stage.
yeah,
Never. And may never step on the Olympia stage. So when that happened, yes, the tears came out. Do I
yeah,
believe it's going to come out this time? I don't think so because I know the hard work I put in. I know the dedication. I know the tears when I'm working out. I'm just sitting there crying because I'm saying to myself, I got to go for more cardio. An hour and 5 minutes of cardio in the morning, an hour of cardio right before I work out. Now remember, I told you I do cardio before I train. So to imagine
yeah,
doing an hour of cardio and then having the energy to go out there and work out. That's the edge I had over these competitors that's coming to this show. That's me outworking them because no one that I can talk to would tell me they can do an hour cardio and then go work out for about 45 minutes to an hour. No one can tell me they could do that. And that's 7 days a week. So I believe I outworked everyone, and it's going to be proven that I did that. Um, but I'm going to give a good speech, and to be honored to be able to step back on that Olympia stage again, man, that now that could probably bring
yeah,
tears because that's something I never expected. My only goal in bodybuilding was to make it to the Olympia one time.
yeah,
As a kid growing up as a bodybuilder, watching Lee Haney, Ronnie Coleman, Frank Zane, all these great old school bodybuilders, and then looking at Phil Heath and Phil Heath's mentality of training and in the zone. So many great bodybuilders I looked up to. You know what I mean? It's like for me, I only wanted that. And I asked God for that one time, and we did it. When I retired now, what I mean, I had time to think and sit back and said, are you happy with what you left back? And I
yeah,
wasn't. So I said, okay, God, listen, I'm going to put this out there. I don't know what you're going to do with it and what you're going to do about it, but I got to trust in you and do it. And all right, I'm going to start doing some things I'm uncomfortable with. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to do these necessary things. If it's in your will, you will make it possible. And he did. Then I said, if my physique can stand up, and be rejuvenated and not look like a 51-year-old. This is
mhm,
not a 51-year-old man coming to the
no,
show. So I just want
mm-mm,
everybody to know that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I struggled with loose skin. And I'm,
Yeah.
and I'll say it now, last year, and it looked like when everybody see what's coming, it's going to be
Mhm.
like I went into a time machine and completely revamped. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. Only one person can understand what he's doing, and he's put me on a using this stage for me to
Yeah.
glorify that, and I will. And I'm gonna it lights out. My posing music lights out. It's gonna be nuts, man. I'm
Yeah.
so excited, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited. Yeah, I've never been so excited before in my life to display what I never thought I can possibly display ever. I mean, I did it one time close to this, like I said, when I was with Phil Viz.
Yeah.
We did a great job. But when we matched up these pictures, pose for pose, skin for skin, thinness for
Hmm.
thinness, dryness for dryness, Blue doesn't have words. He just sits on the phone because
Yeah.
he can't believe it himself. Nor do I. So,
Like we're talking about the dryness of the skin here. Like this is as tight as you can get, man. And it's
and
just
you
the
saw me before, prior. That
yeah,
was one of your
yeah,
things, Phil. You have to
yeah,
tighten up that. You had a lot of skin in the
yeah,
stomach. Like you were
yeah,
coming at me and letting me
yeah.
know. Those things got to get corrected. And
Yes.
as the body just got tighter, and with the cardio and the hard work, it all came together.
It did, man. I was so impressed when I saw these photos. I was, holy shit. Okay, he's bringing it, and so you're going to do the Olympia, Open Olympia. If you win here, you're going to qualifies you to go to the Olympia automatically. What's your mindset going into the Open Olympia
You
after
know,
this?
what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into Steve Ear
Mhm.
after the show, because Steve is always upfront and honest with me. He's never
Yeah,
bullshitted me, not one time.
yeah,
And just ask him. My I would love, depending on the rest, which we're going to take a really good one, you know, let the body rest from all this shit, and then rejuvenate the body,
hmm
just coast. I don't need much of anything. I didn't use much of anything to come into the show, like I said, and I think that's one of the key components. I dieted longer, 18 weeks instead of 15. Okay, less drugs, so the body had less toxicity, so it didn't give my body time to deteriorate. So many different ways we did carb cycling this time, which we never done before, but that's what worked for me when I was in my greatest shape. So there's little things we tweaked that brought it in. I would love to see how everything displays tonight and
hmm
then ask Steve. But I believe I can be in the top 13. I believe I can
hmm
be in the top 13 if I display what I'm going to display at this show. Because I'm not going to say I could probably bring it in even better, because I don't want to overdo it and then
hmm
lose muscle going into, the Olympia. So I think I could place within the top 13. I believe I can.
yeah. I think it's a possibility if you can bring this type of dryness to the stage with your shape. Like, look how tight your midsection is at 51 years old, guys. Like, and this is a true masters in the sense of like you're not 45, right, trying to win the Masters at Olympia. You're 51. That's true. Like, that's what it should represent as a masters champion, and so that you can do it at that age, right, and still have a phenomenal physique like this. So I'm excited for you, brother. I know we're gonna wrap it up here. I just want to get, this is gonna be kind of cool to even look back at and watch this,
Yeah.
your mindset, going into this show and what's about to happen here and what you're gonna go through and battle it. A bunch of
Yeah.
a bunch of great competitors you're up against, right?
Yeah.
Like
Great
everyone,
athletes. Great athletes, man.
yeah, amazing
Great athletes.
athletes that you get to share the
But
stage with.
Matt, I just want to tell you, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you from day one, when you
thank you.
first asked me to come on your show.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say I wasn't a nobody, but same thing with Ron, same thing with Giles, same thing with AJ. It's so many
yeah,
people, uh, but it's something special, with you and Ron, and when we do that our
yeah,
thing on Monday nights, man. Um, I don't know. I don't think if it was with I couldn't do none of this without all you guys.
yeah.
This was
Thank you.
definitely a big. I don't want to get emotional. Um, Team Clahar type thing. This team
Yeah,
was so big with so many great people, and like the love when Patty shared a picture of me heading into the airport. The love that's coming in from everybody. Quitting. every single top level pro, every friend, every family member, people I don't even freaking know,
Yeah.
that's just supporting the tank. I would not be able to do this without the support of everyone coming on your channel, giving me positive vibes. So I just want to give everybody from the bottom of my heart, I wouldn't be here, first of all, without you. I wouldn't have the drive without you. And when I step on that stage, I'm fighting for every single fan, friend, family member. And I'm going to show up and show my butt off and just bring victory and just show you guys even more the appreciation that I have for you all. So I just want to thank everybody for the love and the strength and positivity.
Awesome. Well, couldn't say it any better than that, man. That's appreciate all that and the kind words. And yes, we're here to support you, man. We believe in you, and I believe in you since day one. And been talking to you and having you on the show, and I was super impressed with you and what you've been able to do at your age. Defy the odds, and look where you are now. So enjoy it. Smile on the stage. Smile. Okay.
I
Don't let me
will.
get nervous.
I
Okay.
heard Ron was saying, well, Phil is not much of a smiler. No, I smile.
Yeah.
I smile. I may hit a couple poses serious, but you know, what I mean, I'm gonna make it a point to make sure I'm smiling on that stage this time around.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, man. Okay, I'll let you get back to the routine. I know you got to crush it, and appreciate you coming on and sharing this moment with everyone. All right.
All right, brother. Appreciate you all.
Okay.
Love you guys all. I'll see you soon.
Okay. See you guys.
All right.
Peace.